Hi, uh, good afternoon, and some parts of the world. Good morning to everyone. And the cold winter comes into this part of the world, and uh, I'm going to talk about Sri Lanka today. And it's a new video series and new video about our resource and the planning of the resource in Sri Lanka and how we can uh, make more prosperity to our country economically and sustainably, how to make a better Sri Lanka, how to face into a better tomorrow. That's what I'm going to talk about today. Sri Lanka is a biodiversity country and it's a small island, as you all know. And Sri Lanka is located in the Indian Ocean, so we have a lot of tourist industry is the main industry in Sri Lanka and also surrounded by the sea. So what happened to Sri Lanka actually past few months, we have no petrol, no diesel, no oils, no dollars, no foods, and no transportations, and no electricity. Still, we don't have some part of Sri Lanka. Also, we don't have electricity, and also still 3 hours of electricity is cutting down in Sri Lanka. So, what has happened to Sri Lanka basically, and very quickly, very briefly, I'm going to tell you. Actually, China has destroyed the Sri Lanka because the previous government, Sri Lankan government, what we call as a Rajapaksa regime, they have taken a lot of loans, lot of debts from the Chinese government with high interest rates. And what they have done actually, they want to build the infrastructure of the country, such like hydropower and coal powers, and also ports and harbors, and also infrastructure, basically basic infrastructure like highways and everything. But it was a very fast moving, and after 2009, the world, Sri Lanka, taken the eye of the everybody all over the world, because the Prabhakaran has died once the war was finished. And actually, the politicians, they were looting from our money. They were looting from us, right? And also they have taken a lot of bribery. There was a lot of grand corruptions. There was a lot of state corruptions. There was a lot of political corruptions. There was a lot of uh, state corruptions. You can say mass corruptions in Sri Lanka, because like Ferdinand Marcos, and also Robert Mugabe, and also Suharto, like Corso Aquino in other parts of the world. In Rajapaksa family, they were looting the country and they destroyed the country. And also China tried to make a monopolization, and they tried to take on our harbors, and they tried to control our country and our resources. So, as we are the people, as the people, uh, how can we make a better Sri Lanka? Excluding the political scenario, excluding the political saga, I'm going to talk about how can we make a better Sri Lanka as a human. Because as the people, as a Sri Lankan, uh, we are in a very deep trouble, right? We are in a very chaotic situation, very bad situation, Sri Lanka. But we can win this situation. We can recover. How can we recover? And we are living in a treasury which is unimaginable treasury in Sri Lanka, because we have a lot of natural resources. For example, Japan, they don't have any natural resources, but Sri Lanka, we have a lot of natural resources. But how can we manipulate these things, and how can we reorganize these things and remanage these things, and how can we make a better Sri Lanka? How can we face into the future? What has happened to us? And what is the cause of these troubles, these economical situation, and what is the cause of is there anybody who did not who did not aware of this awareness, how to make awareness about these matters. Actually, there's a problem with the people also, as I think, right? I think the people in Sri Lankan people, we are the people actually, uh, we forgot the past. Our we forgot actually we have to be nationalism. We have to be we should love to our country, right? And also instead of everything, if we love our country and if we make the business model and economic model which we can have, which is suitable for us, that is the most important thing, which is suitable for us, so we can win this situation, right? So how can we win? Especially we don't have a particular business model, we don't have economical precisely economical model, we don't have, right? We don't have proper management system. Government system is a totally corrupted, right? From A to Z, from the president and up until the divisional secretary, everybody is a corrupted people, especially government servants. So this is the problem we have, right? So Sri Lanka, one point I would tell you how to resolve this one, how to recover from this situation. Number one is the ecotourism. We can make the ecotourism actually. Sri Lanka is a great ecotourism country. So if you stay in Hambantota area, we can have a dry zone. We are in the dry zone. If we go to within a few hours, we can go to Badulla, Bandaravilla, and Nuwara, those cities in Sri Lanka, and Kandy. We are in a dry zone. And within a few hours, within a 4 5 hours, we can go again into the wet zone into Colombo, another area. Again, we can go to within a days. We can within a 24 hours we can go to Anuradhapura, the historical sites, historical places. That's in again into the dry zone, and we have natural harbors, and we can develop by stabilizing and by organizing a program, blessing from the foreign ministry. This kind of ecotourism, once the tourists are starting and booming into Sri Lanka, once they have started to come to Sri Lanka, we can have a program and we can show them our biodiversity and also our ecotourism and our farmings and everything. We can show them the farms, ecotourism farms, right? But unfortunately, we don't have. I do not know, as I know from my previous data, which I have been retrieved from the various sources, including the World Wide Web. We don't have such a programs, right? And I think we will have it in the future. Also, in the green technology, we can use the green technology, right? And number two, we have a lot of skilled workers, like we can earn the money from the cryptocurrency and also by giving the service to any country, right? So then we can bring some dollars to Sri Lanka. So how can we do that? You know about the Fiverr, and also the people who's doing graphic designing, programmers, and site builders, and search engine optimization experts. Those that kind of things we can make a popular, and we can have a department on that, and like a technological department and science and technology department like that. We can give the sources, and we can encouraging enthusiastic, given the enthusiasm to the people, and encourage them, and give them some kind of infrastructure, some kind of computers, or some kind of loans, and give them some works. In a proper management system, we need to establish these kind of things in Sri Lanka. I'm talking about the online entrepreneurship, right? Online entrepreneurship, it's one of the basically it is one of the highest source of income in the world, right? Including the cryptocurrency and pyramids or whatever it is, right? And also SEO, search engine optimization, Google Analytics, those kind of things. And thirdly, Sri Lanka is a spicy kingdom uh, throughout the history. Last thousands of years, we are world famous to uh, the spices, cardamom, cinnamon, ginger, pepper, especially in white pepper, and these things, various medicines like masala tea. We can develop this industry and such like I explained you in my early videos, my earlier series in my other YouTube channel, and we can we can have some centers in throughout the world, and if possible, we have large communities, Sri Lankan groups and Sri Lankan communities who's living in Europe and Asia and other countries like Australia, UK, and also in America, United States, and other countries, North America. So we can contact with them, and we can build a network like a groups. So we can have some kind of market with them, some kind of embedded connection with them, connect with them. We can use the platforms like Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn, like this kind of basically social media platforms uh, we can use for it's a high usage. We can use for our sustainable development. That's number three, right? And also uh, we can make number four. You know about the silica. In a power we have phosphate and silicon, right? Why can't we use the silicon chips? It's a big process, right? By the way, it's a big process, and we can develop the silicon and some kind of rather than sending the raw materials, we can have some kind of technology, whoever it is, some people working in the NASA, right? Whoever it is who comes to this country, who can come to this country and help us to develop our economy, and take on the Chinese or Japanese or that technology. And basically, if you can develop the chip technology in Sri Lanka, but by the way, it's not an easy thing. It's a very highly cost, and it's unimaginable cost, and it's a massive project. I know, but it's a kind of a thing which we can sustain more into our country and get more jobs to Sri Lanka and also Sri Lankan people. Also, we can get more dollars and some investors who comes to Sri Lanka, and uh, let them to let them to have a chance to invest in Sri Lanka. Not only invest, we have our local investors, and uh, we have principles and our thoughts. Actually, in Sri Lanka, our thoughts actually, I would tell, we are going backward, right? So we have to change our thoughts. The system changing. We talk about system changing few months back, and we need to basically we need to have this kind of technologies. A lot of technologies we have, like software technology, whatever it is, right? And the computer technology, ICT. This technology we need to establish in Sri Lanka and get some more orders and get some more as individuals. We can start startup companies, and we can give the priority to the local market as well as international market. There are some ways to earn the money, right? In a good way. I'm talking about the good way. I'm not talking about the pyramid. So I'm talking about the bad crypto and whatever it is, right? I'm not talking about that. There are some how to develop the economy. There are two things which should be happen, right? It has to be happen. Number one is either you sell your products to the export to another country, an international market, and get the money. So they will bring us the dollars, right? And secondly, we can give some service to some countries, right? Uh, like we can say some platforms like social media platforms. It might be Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, or Google Analytics, or whatever it is, right? Uh, so basically, we can earn the money from that, like SEO, and drop shipping, also drop shipping, and these things. But I don't know why is the reason very reluctant the people. If you talk about the Sri Lankan people, very reluctant to absorb these things and starting these things, because the whole country in a situation like chaotic situation. People don't have foods. People don't have basic infrastructure. Some lot of job has lost, and a lot of factories were shut down. A lot of schools were shut down, and people very reluctant, and they are afraid to invest the money in Sri Lanka. Even the locals, right? When I was in Sri Lanka 2 months ago, and it was one of my best ever successful vacation. I realized that people are like, they want to just stay in Sri Lanka, and they are really hopeless. I feel sorry for them actually. They are really hopeless, and they are really futureless, and people become very much of selfish, right? So people become a lot of selfish people, because uh, they were thinking what has happened to us, because it is the first time ever in history which has happened in Sri Lanka, because Sri Lanka under siege. Sri Lanka under unrest, still in the unrest, because on one hand, China tried to take over Sri Lanka. On the other hand, India and US try to take over Sri Lanka. Like we are in the middle of nowhere, right? We are in the middle of nowhere. So that's why in Sri Lanka actually we are suffering. And actually, there's one more thing I have to ask from myself and ask from you. In Sri Lanka, actually, what has happened to us? We have we are among the highest educated people in the world, right? We have a lot of highly educated people, university professors, scientists, mathematicians, engineers, doctors, accountants, lawyers, and we have a lot of people, right? Why it happens to us? And like whenever, if something happens, forget about the economic siege and economic uncertainty, and uh, forget about the bankrupted, and forget about this recession. uh, if something happens to us in any environment, we have early warning systems, right? We have safety systems, we have early warning systems, we have an empathy. So why do not we have, why we had not thought, and we had not having an empathy to see those things? It's the most important thing. Or else we did not think about it, we never thought about it. Oh, just we say blah blah, and we just relax and say, "So the country, until the country was collapsing, right? Still collapsing. To where we will heading? We are gonna be heading. So this is the basically the basic factor, right? Actually, I'm sorry for telling about this, because especially uh, after East attack in 2019, and also after COVID-19 breakout, and the world was shattered, and entire world has been shattered, and entire world has been stopped, we can say, kind of stop, right? And thirdly, uh, US made the high inflation. Sri Lanka was in a very high inflation, and highest recession, and third poorest country in the world it becomes, because China, we had to pay a lot of debts to China, right? So unbelievably, and in fact, it was very high amount of debt we have to pay, right? So how could we recover? Because Even the superiors in the country, even the basically those uh, politicians, from the president, from the prime minister, from the cabinet ministers, from the parliament, and from the police, and from the military personnel, military officials, everybody gonna corrupt, right? Grand corruption, state corruption, and the family corruptions, economical and political corruptions. Mainly, Sri Lanka is the most political corrupted country in the world among, right? So it was a very sad story. It was we never learned lesson. It was very sad, right? So these things I just pointed out you some of the few points. Hope you enjoy this video, and I hope that you get something precisely, you get something credibility from this video, and I hope that you will understand the gravity of this problem, the dangerous situation we are, and how can we recover from this system, from this situation, and hopefully we will recover. It will take some time. Uh, Things are fallen into apart, and the ship has sunk already. And to remember one thing, something is to be happen. Uh, it's very easy to sunk a ship. It is very easy to destroy a country. To build up something and to recover something, including the country's economy or society, and the culture and the human, to establish something basic level, and make a strong background, and make a strong foundation, and to recover, it takes a lot of efforts, and it takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of time, believe me. So we are in the middle of nowhere. Even though we can try, failures can happen. There's a human life, and throughout the history, there are so many countries which has been fallen, like Germany, like Ethiopia, even though China and Japan, Indonesia, even US, which has fallen 2008, and they they recovered. And you know already, Japan had a deadly tsunami, devastated tsunami in 2011, I think. Yes, and US had a 9/11 attacks in 2001. The economy was shattered. We had a Second World War, and Japan got attacked from the Hiroshima and Nagasaki by the atomic bombs. The country was recovering. It already been recovered. Today is second largest economy in the world, Japan. We can get from the models, but these economic models and these infrastructure and these models, economical frameworks, it might not be suitable for us, right? But we can try from our own system. We have a lot of economists, we have a lot of scientists in our country. We can use their knowledge, and with the communities, we can connect with each other through the social media, and we need a strong background and strong platform. But we do not know when it will happen, and how it happens, and how it could recover. Some of the points only now I have given to you, right? So it's your task and my task to make a strong background and make a strong system, an unbreakable chain through the blockchain, unbreakable chain, and recover it. It will take some time, right? It's not a matter of days. It's not a matter of within a one night we cannot do these things. It will take some time to recover to any country, because Rajapaksa regime has destroyed everywhere, each and every part, each and every sector in Sri Lanka. Even see, if you see the defense, if you see the schools, education, and housing, and economy, and the culture, and the tourism, every industry, political, uh, political corruptions is there. Politicians are everywhere. They destroy this country. Even religion become politics, right? Even religion it blessed by the politics. This is the most dangerous thing. Even our culture, even our economy, even our sovereignty. Uh, this is very sad because we are a sovereign nation and we all have right to defend ourselves from China. So let us see in the future in our country. I hope it will be a great country in the world. We will see in the future. We will find a great, suitable economical model for us, and we will go through on it, and we will win, hopefully. And this is the end of my video. And thank you for joining with me. Thank you for watching my video. And to all of you, Triple Gems Place, Pudusaranai, we will see you again in another great video. And have a great day and have a great time. Have a great future. Bye bye. See you next time.